magistrate, you don't get to see a judge. You get to see a hearing officer. $258. Technically, if you go to county court, you can end up paying over $500. Most people end up paying a lot less. I mean, it depends on the judge. You know, I've seen cases where the judge says, you know, if you don't want to fight, you can just come here and say the contest, pay $100 and it's all done. Well, it's less than $1,000.
So far. Looks like you're doing
yeah, you know, they aren't in the revenue stream like that. Oh, there he is. Councilman Newton. Good. Just spreading knowledge.
Thank you. I know what you just told me.
I'm sorry, it doesn't help you.
No, yeah, but I'm still saying if you go up there, you're gonna pay more to lose.
Possibly. Most people don't. Most people pay less than $250 if they go up there.
They're going to start in a minute. It's through a couple of them.
Yeah, bro. That stopped at the end of February. Yes. Well, I'm still waiting on some public records requests.
Tell us something, are you familiar with 54th Avenue North, 9th Street, 4th Street? That light blinks all the time. It just flashes. And you know what? You can meet Paul, you can see the flash. I mean, should be citizens. A lot of people say it's a red light foundation. As long as you can meet that. Which one? 54th and North, and 4th Street.
Oh, yeah.
54th North, 4th Street.
Yeah, that's one of the safer intersections in the city. Before they put the intersection. Actually, got more dangerous at it. They raised it. They raised it to. They raised it by 0.8 of a second. A few months ago, they raised it by almost the yellow light by almost a second.
So stay on,
Yeah.
or go off.
To be longer. It was short. They raised it over a lot of them. So.
I'm not sure where that line is. I think.
Well, they'll show you.
So you had one before? You had one before? And you paid it without coming?
We're going to be getting started.
Well, you can ask.
Welcome to today's red light camera administrative hearing. This hearing is for petitioners who have requested an administrative hearing to challenge the notice of violation they received for a traffic violation captured by a traffic infraction detectors, otherwise known as the red light cameras. During this hearing, I, the local hearing officer, will hear testimony from the city, the petitioner, and any other person with relevant information about whether a violation of Florida's red light camera law has occurred. I will hear testimony from the city, even if the petitioner who requested the hearing and who has received notice fails to appear here today. The hearing will be conducted as follows. The city shall present evidence first. After each witness has testified, the petitioner may cross-examine or ask questions of the witness. When the city has presented all of its evidence, the petitioner may present his or her defense or reason why this is not a violation. An attorney or some other representative may represent the petitioner. The petitioner can present evidence in his or her own defense, either through witnesses or his or her own testimony. If a petitioner presents documents as evidence, they must be submitted to the clerk to the local hearing officer, who are seated right in front of me, for the case file. The city shall be able to cross-examine each petitioner and each of his or her own witnesses. The petitioner has the right to remain silent, and his or her silence will not be held against him or her. The petitioner also has the right to testify and to have his or her testimony considered under the same standards as that of other witnesses. I may ask questions of the witnesses on both sides as the evidence is being presented. This is not a criminal or traffic court proceeding. Strict rules of evidence are not applied during these proceedings, but due process shall be observed and govern these hearings. Based upon testimony and evidence presented, which shall include a review of the photographic or electronic images and the streaming video, I will determine whether or not a violation has occurred and issue a final administrative order. If the violation is upheld, the final administrative order shall order the petitioner to pay the statutory penalty of $158 and shall also order the petitioner to pay administrative costs of $100. If the violation is dismissed, the petitioner does not have to pay anything. My final administrative order will be mailed to the petitioner first-class mail. If the violation is upheld, the petitioner must pay the penalty and costs of $258 within the time period set forth in the order, or the clerk to the local hearing officer must contact the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, and the petitioner may be unable to renew his or her driver's license or tag per state law. If after your case is heard you wish to appeal the order, the petitioner has 30 days to petition the Circuit Court of Pinellas County. At this point, can we have the clerk swear in the witnesses?
Please stand and raise your right hand, anyone that is testifying today.
We'll see.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence that you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
What do you say?
It should be that much higher than these.
But the hell is in there now?
It's in there now.
If you've just arrived and you have not signed in, if you speak with the gentleman in green, he can sign you in so that you can be called in the order that you have arrived.
Christy Brady will be our first.
All right, Christy Brady. If you can't come on up, and you can stand right over there. All right, City, you may proceed.
My name is Gary Losser. I'm a traffic infraction officer for the St. Petersburg Police Department. Grade 3 violation which occurred on November 9th, 2013 at approximately 11:26 a.m. Amber light been in effect for 4.0 seconds, speed 36 miles an hour approximate, and light within the red phase for 4/10 of a second. This is the vehicle in question. It's in lane number 2, behind the stop bar, and the light is red. This is a B shot. Time has been adjusted to record limit to 1.3 seconds. This is the vehicle now out into the middle of the intersection. And this is the tag shot. It was ran by our department and came back registered as a Virginia tag to Ms. Brady.
Fresh and stuff.
I gotta get how to do that.
Thank you. I'll run it through again. That's all we have. We have no other evidence. We ask that the photos and documents be entered into evidence, please.
Babe, do you have any questions of the city? All right, what would you like, does the city have anything further? What would you like to tell me?
The only thing I'd like to say is that that's my car, but I wasn't driving, and I have a airline show that I was out of the state during that time.
Okay, did you complete the affidavit?
Which is the contest to send back the report?
Correct, saying
Yes.
that it was not you that was driving?
That's correct.
Does the city have that?
We've never received a transfer of liability.
When did you, do you have a copy of it with you?
No, so I didn't transfer anything. I just simply sent a letter back saying that it wasn't me. And I just kind of waited, and then I got a letter to appear here. And then I wrote a letter back saying I couldn't make that date because I was deployed at the time of the date of the court hearing, and so. But I sent-
Can you hand me your ticket?
Yeah.
Or whatever,
The
do you
airline
have-
ticket? Yeah.
Correct, please. And do you recall what you wrote it on?
It's here, I pulled it up. It's not on a transfer of, it's not a true transfer of liability. It's just not on this, and it's handwritten out. It says, I request a continuance due to, looks like recent deploying and leave. I appreciate your understanding. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions.
So ma'am, that was after the first court.
Correct.
Right. so-
What did you write, the transfer of
So
liability?
the first one, I sent back simply stating it wasn't me. And I
Did
didn't
you say who
transfer
it
anything.
was?
I didn't say who it was. And then I got the court hearing for, I can't recall the date of that first court hearing or whatever this meeting is here today. That first court hearing I couldn't make because I was gone. So then I sent that in requesting a continuance. And then they didn't get that in time.
Let me take a look real quick.
And I believe I sent that letter to the wrong address. I think that's why it got to,
The one for the request for continuance, or
This
that
one.
one?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one where you
The
said it
first
wasn't you
one.
driving.
right, the first one I sent with plenty of time. I got a court hearing, I can't remember when the date of that was.
But what did you write it on? Was it a personal note? Did you write on the ticket? Did you fill out the actual form transferring liability and saying it wasn't you?
I filled out whatever I received in the mail that I can send back with. So this is back in December, so
Who was driving the vehicle?
more than likely it was probably my husband, because that's the only other person besides my daughter who lived in the house, and she's at college. And that's who I was visiting on that day, so.
All right. City, do you want to see that?
No,
All right, it appeared to be a valid itinerary that shows that she left prior to November 9th, and she returned after November 9th. And it was preferred to go to Washington Dulles. Based upon, does the city have any further evidence?
ma'am.
Based upon what's been presented here today, I'm going to dismiss the violation against you, ma'am. In the future, just in case your husband happens to get another one, there is a transfer of liability form that it directs you to complete on the actual ticket itself. And what it does is it's an affidavit that says, I was driving, here's the name of who was and their address. That way you don't have to come to court and worry about all this stuff going on when you're deployed. Okay? Thank you. Have a great day.
Teresa Fitzel? Teresa Fitzel? It's me.
I'm Gary Lawson, traffic infraction officer with St. Petersburg Police Department. This incident is a left-hand turn, which occurred at 22nd Avenue and 4th Street North. This date of the occurrence was March 13, 2014, at approximately 8:11 a.m. Amber had been in effect for 4.1 seconds, speed approximately 17 miles per hour. You lighted in the red phase for 0.5 of a second. This is the vehicle in lane number 1. Light is red. The vehicle is behind the stop arch. This is the B shot showing time's been adjusted to 2.1 seconds. The vehicle is now out in the center of the intersection, light is still red. This is a copy of the tag shot taken from the A-frame. This shows registered to Ms. Fritzl. As you can see, the vehicle got a green light before she even cleared the intersection. They're going westbound.
That's what she was saying. It's confusion, inconsistent.
Does the city have anything further?
And we just have to keep video and photographic evidence be entered into evidence.
Ma'am, do you have any questions of the city?
No, I do not.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
Well, typically that light does turn green, so it's something that I was used to doing, is making a left turn, and it was only red for about a second or two, and then it turned green, so.
All right, do you have any other further witnesses or anything else you'd like to tell me?
No.
All right, city, do you have anything further? All right, based upon the evidence presented here today, including the photographs as well as more specifically the video, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the fine of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. The maximum I can give is 90 days. I can give 30, 60, 90. How much time do you need to pay now? 90 days to pay. Thank you.
Anna Maria Beck.
Today.
No problem. Who do we have with us?
This is Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. Welcome to
Blame
court.
it's all on her, right?
Exactly. Looks like she's a crazy driver. All right, Ms. Beck, I'll have the city present evidence first.
I am Gary Lawson, infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred at 38th Avenue, 34th Street North, eastbound. This occurred on January the 7th, 2014, at approximately 3:53 p.m. Amber had been in effect for 4.4 seconds, speed approximately 37 miles per hour, and the light had been in the red phase with 0.3 of a second. This is the vehicle in question. It's in lane number 3. Behind the stop bar, the light is red. This is the B shot. Time's been adjusted to 1.2 seconds. Vehicle is out in the center of the intersection, and the light is still red. This is a copy of the tag shot. It's taken from the A-frame and run through David, and it shows registered to Ms. Beck.
Can you play it one more time, please?
Certainly.
Thank you. All right, does the city have any other further evidence or witnesses?
Not at this time. We just ask that the documents and video be entered into evidence, please.
Now, Ms. Beck, do you have any questions of the city? Okay. Any further witnesses?
No.
All right, and what would you like to tell me, Ms. Beck?
Well, I see that the light is 100% red, and I saw that it was red at the time of the infraction. As I was going through that intersection, the bus did block the view of that red light, or at least the yellow light, which is the warning signal before the red light. So I was going through, I didn't see the yellow light because the PSTA bus had blocked it, and all of a sudden it was red. At the time I was 9 months pregnant. I believe I acted out of necessity. I didn't know how close the person, or if there was somebody behind me before I jammed on the brakes. Obviously you can see I kept going. I believe that was the best thing to do at the time, and I went with it. So it was red. I understand that.
Now, do you have any other witnesses or anything else you'd like to tell me on the evidence to present?
No, just that if I had seen the yellow light, if it wasn't for the bus, I certainly would have stopped.
All right, and city, do you have any questions?
No questions, it's just, yeah, it's a high-profile vehicle, but if you're that close to it, if that bus were to run the red light, you really want to be worse.
Based upon the evidence here today, the photographs, more specifically the video, I am going to uphold the violation. Here's the deal with the high-profile vehicles. If you're following too close to a high-profile vehicle that you can't see the light ahead of you, then you're following too close, and that's not a valid defense to a red light violation. I completely appreciate it, and I appreciate your honesty here today and your candor here today with me, and your daughter is adorable. I'm gonna order that you pay the fine of $158 and the administrative cost of $100. How much time do you need to pay?
90 days a week.
90 days.
Yeah.
Then 90 days please to pay. All right, thank you, ma'am.
George Apudo.
Hey,
I am Gary Lawson, traffic infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation. It occurred at 22nd Avenue North and 4th Street. The vehicle in question is northbound. It occurred on February 27th, 2014, at approximately 8:09 a.m. The amber light had been in effect for 4.0 seconds. Speed approximately 37 miles per hour. It had been in the red phase for 1 second. The vehicle in question is in lane number 2. It's a red taxi. This is the stop bar, and it's behind the stop bar, and the light is red. This is a B shot. Time has been adjusted accordingly to 2.1 seconds. Vehicle is almost through the intersection at this point. The light is still red. This is the tag shot. I checked with the Department of Motor Vehicles, shows that it is registered to the cab company, to VC Taxi Service, and it was transferred by the owner of the company, was transferred liability to Mr. Apudo. There is the video. It's going to run through again. That's right.
Can you go back to the photographs for me, please?
I sure can.
All three of them.
This is the A shot right here, approaching the intersection. This is the B shot, and it shows the light is red, vehicle going through the intersection. The tag shot also showing the tag and showing it is registered to VC Taxi Service.
City, have any further?
I can pull up the transfer liability if you'd like to see it.
Yes, please. Is it in the copy of documents that you handed me?
No, that would just be the hearing request and the hearing. I've got a packet, I can give you a copy if you'd like.
I can see it, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything further from the city?
Not at this time.
Do you have a copy, is there a page 2 to that transfer of liability?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not me.
I'll get you, Mr. Caputo, hold on.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There's the page 2.
Thank you. Okay, city, have anything further?
Not at this time.
All right, Mr. Caputo, do you have any questions to ask the city?
No, actually, I was expecting all things. I'm not supposed to be here really because, yes, It's not me. I
Okay,
used to work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and I contacted the cab company on Tuesday. I had a lot of work. Anyway, I contacted them on Tuesday, told them what was going on. They said they're going to fix it. I guess contact you guys. But yeah, I even watched the video online. That wasn't me. I couldn't recollect any memory of it.
all right, so do you rent a cab from this company?
That was a while ago.
When did you stop renting a cab from the company?
Actually, around the same time, around February, towards the end of February, and I stopped because the guy he had a bunch of useless cars that I stopped working for him. So I guess maybe that's why he did it. I don't know, but
Did you quit the
Yeah.
cab company?
yeah,
All right, and do you remember what day you quit there? The specific day? I know you said the end of February.
yeah, maybe on actually my notes with me. Around late 20s, and my cab number was 77 C002.
And did you always drive cab number 77?
Yeah, all the time, 77. And I have the morning driver's number. You're gonna call him. Even the owner's number, I have it. You're gonna call
And
him.
when did you call who did you call? You
I
called
wa-
someone this Tuesday?
I went to the cab company personally on Tuesday, gave them everything at the hearing here, and they told me I have to show up. If I don't show up, I have to pay $250 or something.
All right.
And
And who did you talk to when you went to the cab company?
the lady manager, what's her name? Sorry, I wasn't prepared for all this.
That's
I didn't know what was going on.
That's okay.
so-
I'm just asking you
Yeah.
questions. So when
But
you,
she works every day, every morning. She works up there.
okay, and you went to her and said,
Uh,
"This is not me. Why am I going?"
Yeah, and then she said,
Why did
oh,
you say it was me?
yeah, that's what I asked her. She's like, I think the owner did it, Lenny, the dude Lenny, and it was like, she's gonna contact Lenny and find out more. And so I've been,
What she said.
Well,
but I had to show up to that. I had to leave work. I work 7 days a week.
Where do you work now?
So, and I think it's barbecue pit. So anyway, I had to give up my shift today to come here. Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do, City, do you have any questions for them?
I do. This morning, approximately 9 o'clock, I spoke with Leonard, the owner of the cab company. He did advise that that wasn't his normal cab, but he said the one he was driving was a backup cab that he used whenever there was a problem or needed extra cabs. He advised that he was using that cab that's shown here, and it was at work at that time, that day and that time.
Did you ask me what times I work? Because I used to work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
But he advised me
You
if you
can't.
were working at that
If-
time.
yeah, if in
you
the
were
car
driving
business.
The cab, you were checking out
But
that
yeah,
cab.
if in the car business, you understand, like you can't even be 10 minutes late, for your morning guys. So
Well,
that was absurdly out of time.
you
for me.
started working at 6 a.m. typically?
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
You work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Night, I'm a night driver. Yeah, I've never seen.
And City, what time was this violation?
8:09 a.m. was the time of the violation.
All right.
So that's why I questioned Mr. Gelfand, the owner. He said, check back, he checked back, he called me back and said he was at work, was driving that cab that's shown, and it was a backup cab, which wasn't his normal
I mean-
taxi, so.
I have like 6 witnesses. I didn't know it was caught. I can bring in my girlfriend, my roommate,
Well,
the morning driver.
did,
I have his number.
did you ever drive the cab that had double zeros on it? Was it something, did you have a bad?
I mean,
cab
one
receipt?
time, I can remember one time it was nighttime. And what cab number was it? Yeah, I only broke down one time at night, and that's it. I had the car for like a few hours and took the other car back.
Well, based upon the evidence presented here today, we have the video, we have the photographs, we have the city's representative testimony that
Can
they
you-
spoke with the owner of the cab company, and then, don't quit going your head.
All right.
And then we have Mr. Aputo's testimony here today. I find your testimony credible,
All right.
that you were not driving, that you are a night driver, so I'm going to dismiss the violation against you.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, in the future, if you ever receive a notice for a court hearing, make sure you bring all your witnesses and all your evidence.
All right. I thought I was gonna walk into an office or something. I didn't know it was a big day for me. So
You're good, you have a nice day.
thank you.
Alfred Spearman.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Mrs. Spearman.
The guy can't maintain those cars. He has multiple vehicles.
City, whenever you're ready, you can proceed. I know you're pulling it all up.
I'm Nicole Van Buren, infraction officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a left turn violation which occurred on January 22nd, 2014 at approximately 1:22 p.m. The amber light was amber for 4 seconds. Speed is approximately 28 miles an hour. Red phase had been red for 1.4 seconds. This is in lane 1 from the center, so it's the white truck. Southbound on 34th Street South at First Avenue South. This is the B shot, shows the light is still red, the vehicle is continuing the left turn, and the red light time has been adjusted accordingly to 3.2 seconds. This is a close-up of the tag. It was checked in David and found to be registered to Mr. Spearman. Here's the video.
Can I ask a question?
You can ask a question.
I'm seeing 2 lights, and she got 2 lights there, 3, because where's the red light? She's saying it's red. I swear I was in the turn when it was yellow. If we're checking it out, but I'm seeing yellow lights there.
That's yellow.
Yeah, City, if you can go slow with the video
Yeah.
so Mr. Spearman can actually see the change. Do you want to come close? You can come close. Come on up.
I'm starting the video from the
She's
beginning.
going to start, okay?
Okay.
It's currently yellow.
That's yellow.
That's red,
Oh,
and your
that's
vehicle
red?
is just now coming into the picture. Yes. Here's the difference between yellow. Let's start back. Yellow,
That's yellow in a second.
and it goes up to red.
Yeah, he was just.
Maybe all of that one. I could have thought I was like in the turn, but I couldn't figure I think all of that.
Does the city have anything further?
Well, I just request that the video and photos be entered down.
It shall. Mr. Spearman, do you have any other questions of the city?
Nah, I
Do you
thought.
have anything else you want to tell me?
Nah,
Go
I
your
saw
head.
it. Yeah, I saw it.
I appreciate your candor. Thank you very much. I
Is
am going to, well, I appreciate it, but not that much.
Okay.
Based upon the photographs as well as the video itself, as well as Mr. Spearman's candor, I'm going to uphold the red light violation. I'm going to order that you pay the fine of $158 plus the administrative cost of $100. I can give you 30, 60, 90. I can give you 90. Done. You have a great day.
What, they'll come in the mail?
It will come in the mail to you.
Okay, great.
Okay, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Placeta Pringle.
Hi, babe. You can come on up. You can proceed.
I am Nicole Van Buren, infraction officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a left turn violation which occurred on February 1st, 2014 at approximately 4:08 p.m. Amber light was amber for 4 seconds, the speed approximately 16 miles an hour. Red light time had been red for 0.6 of a second. We're in lane 1, which is the turn lane. Southbound on 34th Street South at First Avenue South. Here's the B shot, the light is still red, the vehicle is continuing the turn, red light time has been adjusted accordingly to 2.3 seconds. Here's a close-up of the tag was checked and dated and found to be registered to Ms. Pringle.
Bless us.
Lights red, vehicle continues to the intersection. Can you see it again?
Yes, please.
That's what the lights red.
Does the city have anything further?
Please enter the videos and photographs and evidence.
So done? All right, ma'am, I see a smile on your face, so you can't be having that bad of a day here. Do you have any questions of the city?
No, the only thing that I was concerned with was the timing. Like, I had been seeing articles about the timing on the yellow light, so that was why I came.
All right. Well, based upon the photographic evidence as well as the video presented here today, I am going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order them to pay the fine of $158 as well as the administrative cost, God bless you, and the amount of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. How much time do you need? Okay, I'll give you 90 days to pay. Thank you, ma'am.
You know, the closest one's been 3 tenths. And 2 tenths. It should have thrown them out.
Right?
So we used to see, that's the majority of what we used to see.
That's right, which makes the most sense. That's where.
Peggy Ann Ankrum.
You know, so we had 10 people.
That's because there were. You said there were 16 cases, 9 detention.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Afternoon, how are you?
Honest, thank you. You ready to proceed?
Yes, I am Nicole Van Kuren, infraction officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred on February 21st, 2014 at 5:59 p.m. The amber light has been amber for 4 seconds, speed approximately 39 miles per hour. Red light time is 7/10 of a second. We're in lane number 4 from the center, which would make it the curb lane. Southbound on 34th Street South at First Avenue South, the light is red. This is the B shot. Shows the vehicle continuing through the intersection. Red light time has been adjusted accordingly to 1.6 seconds.
Half of them today come to this intersection.
Yeah, why aren't they randomized throughout the city? Why are they all either here or 22nd Avenue?
Here's a picture of the tag. It was checked in David and found to be
This is one of
registered
those
to Ms. Ann
intersections that they
Crum.
don't really-
Is that right?
And so most people are going a lot faster. That's what they don't do is they go a lot faster. And you get the speed stick.
Light's red. It was actually changing lanes to go around the vehicle and continue through the intersection on the red light. That's all the information I have. Please enter the videos and photos into evidence.
Shall be done. Ma'am, do you have any questions of the city?
Oh, no, it's just that I wasn't driving and I have no way of contacting the person that was driving. I have to stay at least 1,000 feet away from him at all times, because he kept trying to kill me and I have injunctions against him. But I was driving him to and from work, but he was driving the vehicle when he went to and from work, because if I drove, I don't know how to drive, and I've driven a long time.
So, and where do you live in relation to this light?
I live on 9th Avenue North and 54th Street.
And what time did he used to go to work?
He worked, I took him at 7 in the morning and picked him up at 4 in the afternoon. But he works out of day labor in Clearwater, and so the timing after he got his paycheck up there and got back and then went down to Gulfport to see his mother, the timing was when he was driving. But since it's my car, I'm liable for it.
Well, what's his name?
Brian Lehman.
And when did you get the injunction again?
The last was finalized this week. Now I have 1,000 feet. Tuesday.
That he stays away from you, are you the petitioner or are you the respondent?
I'm the petitioner.
And why did you not fill out the affidavit
I
transferring liability?
didn't know if it would make any difference because he doesn't have a driver's license. I figured I was still stuck with it because it's my car. Even though he's the one that's working.
When did you file your most recent injunction against him?
This one was, the last time he beat on me, on my head with a brick was 20 years ago. And I filed it and I just got the final papers today.
Do you know where he's located now?
He gives his mother's address as his.
But that's not actually where he is?
No,
So do you know where he is?
no,
Do you have an address for him?
just his mother's address. Because he says he can live with whoever he wants to, whenever he wants to. So that doesn't give me any idea of where he might be.
Did you have another vehicle that you drove, or was that the only vehicle that
That's
you
my
owned?
only vehicle.
And what were you doing on February 21st around 6 o'clock at night?
I was riding in the car. Because I wouldn't let him have it by himself.
And where were you guys coming from that night?
Back from Clearwater, we took his partner back home, and then we went on down to Gulfport. And then I went home.
All right. Can I watch a video for you, please?
Let me start from the beginning again.
Because I don't drive erratically like that around the bars and freeways.
Well, I'll tell you where my dilemma is in this.
I understand.
The actual ticket, when you get it, it has a provision on there to transfer liability from yourself as the owner of
I
the vehicle.
understand that now. I understand that now.
All right, when did you begin to understand that?
In the middle of all this injunction stuff, we've been to court 3 or 4 times, and he stuff threatening me. And today, of all days, my house flooded, and I've just been in a turmoil, but it's my car, and I understand it. I'm liable.
But it's your testimony that you weren't driving.
Yes, yes, it is.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to dismiss the violation. I find your testimony credible. In the future, transfer liability will alleviate the need for you to come to court.
I'm afraid to.
God bless you.
I don't know.
And don't let the other people drive your car.
No. Even though now I have to learn to teach my son how to drive.
There you go. Only if he's a good driver doesn't run red lights in your car.
Well, I have to teach him.
All right, ma'am, you
Thank
can
you
go.
so much. I really appreciate it.
Have a better, I hope your day gets better.
I hope so. I hope the plumbers show up. Thank you.
Antonio Robinson.
Hi, Mr. Robinson. Who do we have with us here today?
My son, Leonard Robinson.
Hey, buddy, I can't even see your face. Hi, friends. All right. Is the city ready?
We are.
Okay.
I am Nicole Van Pier, infraction officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a right turn violation which occurred on January 27, 2014 at 5:43 p.m. Amber light was amber for 4.5 seconds. Approximate speed is 12 miles per hour. Red light time was 139.7 seconds. We're southbound on 4th Street and at Gandy Boulevard. And in the corner here is a lit up sign that says no right on red. This is the V shot. The no right on red sign is still lit. The red light time has been adjusted to 142 seconds. The vehicle is continuing to turn. This is a close-up of the tag. It was checked in David and found to be registered to Mr. Robinson, as well as a Donald Robinson. The video, as you can see, the no right turn on red is continuous throughout the video. Even though the speed is slow, it goes against safe and prudent.
right, does the city have anything further?
Ma'am, please make sure that the video and photos are interviewed evidence.
All right.
Sir, do you have any questions of the city? All right, what would you like to tell me?
I just, that it wasn't me, and I wasn't, I didn't have any, I didn't read the documentation on the ticket. It was a friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine, who lives off of Gandhi and 4th Street. And I let her use my car, but it wasn't me. Her name was Christy Smith. It wasn't me, I wasn't driving. So I wasn't familiar with the affidavit transfer, but I didn't actually read the documentation for it.
And when did you let her borrow your car?
She usually I'm a student, you know what I mean? I don't usually get out of school until like 4 o'clock. I'm at the P Tech. So she usually drops me off in the morning like at 7:30, and I don't get picked up till after like almost 5 o'clock. So, it definitely wasn't me driving.
City, what day did this occur on?
January 22nd. p.m.
And what time does she normally pick you up?
Around anytime after 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's 5:15, 5:20, but it definitely wasn't me driving.
Do you then take the vehicle from her house and drive home?
No, so, she usually drop me off and she'll go get dressed or whatever at her place, and then she'll come back and pick me up with my mom. I live with my parents. She'll drop me. My parents live in Lakewood State off of 48th Avenue and 9th Street South, and the P Tech is off of 9th Avenue and 34th Street South. She'll take me home, drop me off. I'll shower up because I'm in the Public Works Academy for the city of St. Pete right now currently, and she drops me off home, and she'll go get dressed or whatever, then come back and pick me up later on because she don't have a vehicle.
How'd you get here today?
My vehicle, yeah. I drove my vehicle today. Yes, ma'am.
After you got this, are you still letting her drive your vehicle?
No, not at all. She moved back to Maryland. Yeah.
And why didn't you complete the transfer of liability?
Because like I said, ma'am, I didn't read the documentation, and I didn't know anything about transfer of liability, honestly. Stop it.
Do you know what her address is in Maryland?
I don't know. She lives in Town, Maryland now. That's the last time I heard of her. She's back in Maryland. Stop.
Are you showing me the?
I am showing that if they were able to read through the hearing, it's the same page. Right there is the hearing request information. Right there is the affidavit information. And right there starts these are your options, your 3 options. So in order to get to the 3rd option, you're going over the 1st and 2nd option. Oops.
Actually, I just called the number on the paper down at the bottom, and I talked to somebody from the city of St. Peter. He went through the camera things with me, and he said, okay, well, you got, and I was telling him I wasn't driving, but he didn't explain it to me either, so something that I didn't know. So,
What number did you call?
it's an I think it was an 893 number or something down there at the bottom down there. 893. I can't remember. I know it was 727-893 something.
Do you have access to the internet, sir?
I'm really not computer literate like that, yeah, so.
Okay.
Here's the numbers in the box here that says payment instructions.
Is it 893?
Yes, 727-893-7700.
All right, I'm going to dismiss the violation
Thank you.
based upon the totality of the circumstances. I find your testimony credible.
Thank you.
Oh, the next time you get something in the mail, you're going to read it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Ronald Graham.
Yes.
Nicole Van Pure, Infraction Officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred on January 22nd, 2014, at approximately 4:24 p.m. Amber light was amber for 4 seconds, speed approximately 29 miles per hour. Red light time is 0.2 seconds in lane 3 from the center. Southbound on 34th Street South at First Avenue South. Here's the V shot. The red light time has been adjusted to 1.2 seconds. The vehicle is continuing through the intersection. The light is still red. Here's a close-up of the tag, which was checked and dated and found to be registered to Mr. Graham.
Does the city have anything further?
I'm going to just make sure that the video and photos are entered.
Well, sir, do you have any questions of the city?
Not really. I mean,
What would you like to tell me?
if I stop right there, I'm still gonna run like I'm gonna slide. And I had a senior in the car with me, so I didn't want to slam on brakes and scare her. But either way it go, if I stop right then, my back tire is still gonna cross that white line. So if I stop right then, I'm still gonna be running the red light.
May I see the A shot, please? All right, sir, is there anything else you think to tell me?
That's about it. I mean, just besides looking at the traffic, the truck is still turning. I mean, they're clearly crossing the cars in front of me. They're clearly across, but like I said, if I stop right then, I'm still running the red light no matter what. So my thinking is just to take a safe approach and keep going through.
Well, based upon the evidence today, specifically the photographs as well as the video itself, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the fine of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. You have 30, 60, 90 days to pay. Which one do you prefer?
Can I do community service to pay for this?
Unfortunately, no. The 90 days?
Yeah, 90.
Yes, 90 days, please. All right, sir, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Neelan, Paul? Paul?
Hello, ma'am, were you sworn in at the beginning? You were? All right. All right, city, if you're ready.
I'm Gary Lawson, the fraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a left-hand turn violation which occurred at First Avenue South, 34th Street. The date was February the 3rd, 2014, at approximately 3:04 p.m. Amber had been in effect for 4.0 seconds. Speed approximately 24 miles per hour, and had been in the red phase for 0.8 of a second. The vehicle in question is in lane number 1. This vehicle right here, it's behind the stop bar, and the light is clearly red. This is the D shot. Time has been adjusted accordingly to 2.1 seconds. The vehicle is out into the center of the intersection, completing the left-hand turn, and the light is still red. This is the tag shot, and it's taken from the A-frame. A check of the Department of Motor Vehicles shows the vehicle registered to Ms. Upple. Here's the video. I'll play it again.
Yes, please.
Yellow, red, there it comes through.
Anything further from the city?
We just ask that the documents and photographic evidence be placed in evidence, please.
Shall be done. Ma'am, do you have any questions to ask of the city? All right, what would you like to tell me?
Judge, I don't even live in here. I work in New York, so I keep going back and forth. And my car is at my boyfriend's place, and he has my keys. And so I got this in the mail and I questioned him, he's denying it, so, but I wasn't even in town and I had to come back from New York for this hearing. I do have my itinerary here to show you.
You do have your itinerary?
Yeah.
Sure. Bring it on over. And so the reason why you did not complete the transfer of liability was?
Because he started fighting with me and denying it, so, but I'm like, who else could drive the car? So, I
Didn't know who had it. You knew that he had access to your car,
Yeah.
but you didn't know that. Do you happen to have any sort of evidence that you were out of town on the date that this occurred? Do you know where you were February 3rd of this year?
I've been working in New York for the last 1 year, so.
Okay. When was the last time you were in Florida before today, or before this most recent trip?
Sometime last month.
All right, and before then, when were you here?
I usually am here like once a month.
Okay. When in February did you come?
I think it was around Valentine's Day. I can check my, I have my tickets.
If you can, that would be wonderful. Something to show me that perhaps you had taken a flight to New York prior to the ticket day, and you didn't come back until after you got your ticket, the red light ticket.
Google Calendar with your meeting for the bill. So statistically, it's almost like they threw out all the reviews except for 2 intersections.
Yeah.
Right? Because how many cameras are there on the city?
22?
That many? There's 3 intersections involved today, right?
There's one ticket of September, July 2015.
Oh, okay. Was there any, were you here over Christmas? Were you here in January? Do you remember, or were you in New York?
No, I was in New York for my the Christmas and the New Year's. Kids are there.
So the first time that you had come back to Florida was this year, 2014, was when?
It was about middle of February.
All right. Who has your car keys right now?
Well, right now I brought my car over from him.
Who's gonna have your car keys when you go back to New York on the 20th?
He's not getting it. It's like I don't trust him. I don't know what's happening to my car while I'm gone.
All right, so it's your testimony that you don't know who was driving the vehicle, so that's why you didn't complete the affidavit, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna dismiss the violation. Keep your car keys.
Lori Meacham.
I got it, I'm a transsexual. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Robert DeMico, but I was the driver, I'm married to her. And I didn't know about none of that other stuff, but I've checked out a lot since I've been here. I just, from the
That's a
beginning-
lot of information that you just spouted out. I still gotta let the city go first, so
Okay,
you
yeah,
sit
go on.
tight, sir, and I'll have the city go.
Okay.
I'm Gary Lawson, traffic infraction officer with the City of Petersburg Police Department. This is a left turn violation which occurred at 38th Avenue and 66th Street North. This occurred on December 29th of 2013. Approximate time was 6:28, and amber light had been in effect for 4.8 seconds. Speed approximately 13 miles an hour, and it had been in the red phase for 9/10 of a second. And it's a vehicle in question is lane number 1, back here towards the shadows. This is the beat shot, and time has been adjusted to 2.8 seconds. The vehicle is in process of a left turn, it's into the intersection, light is still red. This is the tag shot taken from the A-frame, and it's been run through Department of Motor Vehicles, and shows registered to Ms. Meacham. And as you can see, the vehicle's turning left, making a U-turn here, and the vehicle's got a green light.
They don't have the,
behind it.
what is it, the base, the shot that shows it before the stop line.
Any further evidence
Just
or
a picture.
testimony from the city?
We just have to ask that the video and documents be introduced to us.
Shall be done. Sir, do you have any questions to ask the city? Any questions to ask the city?
Yes, is the yellow signals the same at all times and not adjusted for no reason? They're just always at the same level?
At the particular intersection?
At that intersection?
Correct, yes, they are.
But on the other side, they're different?
They're set on the speed limit?
No, the signals, the length of the yellow arrow.
The length of the yellow time is all adjusted, is all based on the speed limit on 66th Street.
So it's the same yellow arrow, the same time, all the time?
Correct.
Okay. Just that, I wanted to know that, but I still have my defense.
All right, what would you like to tell me? First of all, who are you?
I'm Robert D'Amico. I'm the husband of Lori Meacham, which we both are registered under that. But she did, it's not owned yet. She bought that one as a third car.
So go through exactly what you just said. You're married to Ms. Meacham.
Yes.
And that's a third car that you both have.
Yeah, that we both have, yeah.
And it's registered only to her. That one is.
Well, I guess now that I'm finding out, I thought it was registered to both of us. I had a truck. It's broken down truck.
Okay.
It's not even.
And what do you want to tell me here today?
What I wanted to tell you is, well, we're not no longer together. This is kind of played into it, but a lot of things did. And so I was getting these on the side and just grabbing them and saying, listen, I was driving, I didn't want no more arguments. And what I want to say is, when that night we were together, and I took the car and I do laundry and I do everything right there. We live right there, so I use that light every day. Every day, I'd say on the average 8 times a day. And what I do is I cross the lane when I come out of 48th Street, and I get over so I can turn and do a U-turn, come back to Bubbles or whatever that laundromat is. House of Bubbles. It's got Wi-Fi too. So anyway.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, there's a reality show here, I can check it out, there's definitely a reality show. But anyway, so I know the light, I know the light. Well, if you look close, there was a truck in front of me. Now, I didn't follow the truck, I waited for the truck to get out of my view, if you watch. And it takes a while to go, so I couldn't see the arrow. I didn't follow the truck, so I couldn't see the arrow. I waited, the truck went, and I seen the arrow, it was still green. So now I start going, and boom, and it's red, but I'm already in the intersection, turning around to go back. I didn't just make a turn, if you follow that through, I made a U-turn.
Right.
So when I'm in the intersection, of course, it takes me 6 seconds to make a U-turn.
Well, I can watch the video.
Right.
And see at what point it turned red.
Okay, right, and
I'm able to see that.
the truck too.
But my question to you is,
Yeah.
did Ms. Meacham know about today's hearing?
Not the exact day, but knew I was going through this, and yeah. And I always dealt with it. I've sent some notices, we might have there where I was the driver.
Does the city have any confirmation that Ms. Meacham actually received this notice?
We do. Mr. D'Amico is the one who has signed for the hearing. If there's notes, it was turned down the first time with insufficient evidence and
Right.
sufficient information to switch it over to Mr. Meacham's.
Let me see that if you can.
Sure.
We'll get her off.
I think they have a hard time hearing.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Signed hearing request.
So did your wife give you permission to act on her behalf here
Yeah.
today?
Well, I always do, as her husband.
All right, but you just said you're not together.
Well, at this moment, we're together, we're not together. Anytime she feels like throwing me out, she does. And I leave just not to go to jail. But
So
here's-
she's still at the address that the red light hearing
Yeah,
ticket
she's still
went
there.
to?
So am I when I want to be. So, if you look, I signed the back of the thing too. You know, we got one of relationships on and on.
Why didn't you, as her representative, fill out the transfer of liability that said, hey, I did it?
I'm an alcoholic, 13 years sober, and I don't read directions or, you know what I mean, I just don't. And I'm telling you, that's part of our thing. I ran a house for Calvary Chapel for 7 years. And I put it all there. I thought they would have wrote back and said, you need a transference.
That's his, that's her signature.
Yeah, and she signed right there, so
okay.
she knew that.
And you signed as the driver and she signed as the registered owner
Yeah.
for her.
Right.
I think that was good.
Okay. And what was the initial first letter had insufficient info? Was it-
Information, correct.
His first letter had insufficient info?
Correct, the first letter from, the requesting of the hearing.
Yeah, can I see that?
The,
The paperwork's still going through all the tags.
this is the one, this is the first one, no, that's the second one there, but this is the first one right here.
So are you telling the city you want them to issue a violation to you?
Yeah, that'd be fine, or we can settle it here. Yeah, I called and asked them to, and it was fine. I even called today and said I'd be in. That where was it located and should I wear long pants?
Those have to be notarized, and as you can see, there's
New
no
York
stamp there.
I want this was in the issue in your citation.
I didn't even know about the
Do you have
notary.
the original, hearing
Sounds
request
like
not
the city's
signed by
fault.
registered? Okay, so that's the
That was,
insufficient. All right.
and then,
I see.
Sounds like the city blew it to me.
All right, and I'm reading a copy of this insufficient information letter, and it specifically says, your affidavit of non-responsibility, your request to contest the violation has been received and is incomplete for the following reason. Hearing request not signed by registered owner listed on notice of violation. The affidavit of non-responsibility or request to contest the violation did not establish an exemption and will not result in a dismissal, transfer of this notice of violation or a scheduled hearing at this time. If your due date for your notice is not expired, please remit payment in the amount of $158, submit a request for a hearing before the local hearing officer, or submit a revised and completed affidavit before the exemption. Did you have a copy of the affidavit, sir?
No, I requested a hearing.
And listed yourself as the driver?
Yeah, that's what I thought they meant by requesting a hearing. It says I, Robert D'Amico, am requesting a hearing.
All right.
Contest the violation.
I'm going to dismiss it against Lori Meacham.
All right. I get back and
You're done.
Okay, thanks. Hey, that was pretty cool too with the service lady. She was joking, but she got the first one from Virginia. He got mad at me. He'll tell you about it later.
I think we have an individual that was not sworn.
All right, are you here for a red light hearing?
Yes.
All right, if you can, stand up and get sworn in, please.
Try to be simultaneous last
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence that you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
was
Yes.
6.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, you are.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Laws.
Last time she was
Jeffrey
here.
Laws.
And then I apologized.
All right, Mr. Laws, you can come up and stand over there.
traffic infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred on January 18th, 2014, at approximately 9:46 p.m. Amber had been in effect for 4.0 seconds. Speed approximately 58 miles per hour. The red light had been in effect for 0.4 of a second. This is the vehicle in question here in lane number 3. It is behind the stop bar. The light is red. All right, this is the beach shot, and time has been adjusted to 1.2 seconds. Vehicle got into the intersection, almost through, and time has been adjusted to 1.2 seconds. This is the tag shot taken from the A-frame, and the vehicle does come back registered to Mr. Laws.
That's the hill. That's the one that has the big.
That's the one I believe should be a longer light because the hill.
The light was short, but not that short.
I'll play it again.
All right, does the city have anything further?
We just ask that the video and photographic evidence be entered.
Shall be done. Sir, do you have any questions to ask the city?
No.
All right, what would you like to tell them?
It wasn't me in the vehicle. As far as my current situation, I'm a resident at Solid Rock Ministries, and there I have a 9 o'clock curfew. I live in a residential house. I've committed myself for a year to the ministry, and I live in a room with 4 people in the same room. 6 guys in the house in total, and 3 of which have been removed for different reasons, like relapsing, and different situations like that. But I tried to get the names of the gentlemen that have been removed from the house, and because of HIPAA, because it's medical, some of them are court ordered there, they wouldn't release the names to me. But I don't have any business heading south on that road at that time of night, more than anything, just because it's after my curfew.
But that's your car, right?
That's definitely my car.
So who has access to your car?
Any one of the 6 guys in my house would have access to my keys. As far as whether I knew they were driving it, I didn't give anybody permission. When I received the letter, I was like, well, I know this isn't me, should I call the cops? No, I couldn't fill out the affidavit because I don't know their last names, I don't know their full names, I don't know their address. They probably, most of them probably live on the street. So what I did was send Rick Kreisman an email and just explaining to him the situation. You know, I've dedicated my life to Christ and changing my life. And I then got an email from Michael Roche, him, and I just explained to him, and he said, you know, come here and let them know. So.
Do you have copies of your emails? Because I don't get them, so can I see them?
I don't have them here. I sent them from my work.
All right.
I mean, I was more in technicality at that point because I figured I wouldn't be able to prove that it wasn't me.
Did you report did you call the police?
I considered it, but by the time I got the notice, it was like 3 weeks to a month after the date, I would say. And I had no recollection of, I've never literally used my car. I mean, people have used my car during the day, like to run up the street or something like that, but I've never loaned my car to anybody at night.
Now, if you have a 9 p.m. curfew, doesn't everyone else have a 9 p.m. curfew?
2 of the guys were kicked out for breaking that, so. Because we have a house manager, everybody comes in, we usually have a meeting close to that time. But
And do you recall specifically that date, January 18th, 2014?
no. I know it was a Saturday night, I had church Sunday morning, so I was definitely in bed early because I go to the church at 7 a.m. and help the guy that runs the kitchen prepare for lunch. We feed the homeless at like 1 o'clock, and we have Bible study from 8 to 10, and then we have service at 10:30. So I know I'm never out past 9 o'clock ever. Since October I've been there.
City have any questions?
No questions. Mr. Law spoke with Investigator Van Peer this morning by phone, and his claim this morning was that there was no sign that told that there was a, excuse me, red light camera at that intersection. So on our way in this morning, we came and took a picture of that sign to show that it was there. I didn't know if he was gonna bring that up or.
Ms. Van Peer, or
Yes.
Officer Van Peer, will you please come and explain to me the conversation that you had with Mr. Law today?
Mr. Law called into our office this morning, asking specifically about if there was any signage.
Can you hold on one moment? Did you call their office this morning?
I called to ask questions about technicalities in case this would just get thrown out, because when I spoke with, who was it? I don't know if it was Mike or somebody else, because I talked to somebody else at the red light enforcement office, and they informed me that if you can't prove or fill out an affidavit, you're guilty. And I'm like, well, I wasn't in the vehicle, so I don't know how I'm guilty. I don't think if I was pulled over by an officer, he's going to give my vehicle and take it. I figured he would have to give the driver. And I wasn't the driver, but I don't know who was. My car was returned by the time I woke up, so I figured, I actually Googled defenses and red light camera tickets, and it said, if you can't prove it wasn't you, go to technicality. So I tried to see if there was a way to beat it on technicality, but I don't know. I just called to ask.
So in the morning, you recall the morning after this occurred?
No, that was this morning.
All right, but you had said that you woke up in the morning and you didn't know that your car was gone?
It was
Or you
back.
did
My
know?
car was returned. I didn't realize my car had been taken until I got the picture of it driving down US 19.
All right. Sorry, continue on.
So we called this morning, first thing that was discussed was, is signage required in front of a camera enforced intersection? He was talking that he looked on Google and he couldn't see the sign. I looked on Google, I couldn't see the sign on Google. It was determined that the Google map was from June of 2011. We didn't go into effect until October, so the signage wouldn't have been up. So we went out prior to going to lunch today and took a picture. But took a picture of the enforcement sign. It is before the entrance to the car dealership. Everyone wants to just turn their head. And it is southbound on 34th Street. So the sign was there. So other information that he gave me was there were 4 other people that lived with him. He didn't know the last names of some of them. I did ask him if it was this one. I did ask him, isn't it strange that you don't know the last names of the people who you share a place with? He says, well, if you knew my circumstances, we didn't get into the circumstances of where he lived or why he didn't know the last names of the people around him. And that was about the extent of our conversation. It was just kind of questioning a few different things, and we went over them, and they told me his violation, or his hearing was today. I asked for the document number, and I looked it up.
Is there anything else the city wants to tell me?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
I mean, if it was me, I would pay the ticket. I've received one in the past and just paid it. If it felt just to me to go ahead and pay the ticket because I committed the infraction, I would pay it. But I don't feel as if that would be justice.
Do you have any, and you don't have any other witnesses with you here today, or any other evidence to present to me?
I didn't really, I don't know, those guys are kind of different, you know what I mean? They're not somebody I would want to bring in here, if you know what I mean. Some of them are on house arrest, some of them are there out of prison on suspended sentences. I'm there voluntarily because I wanted to change my life, because I felt like it was just kind of aimless at the time. But, I don't know what else to say. I mean,
Yes.
If I can interject, Jeffrey and I did go through a series of communications, initially through email. As he reported, he was in touch with Mayor Kreisman's office, and they sent him down, they referred him down to the red light camera desk. We have a couple rather lengthy emails, which I do have on file down there in regard to this, affidavit of responsibility. And we eventually started talking on the phone because it was more, I think it just served what we were trying to do better than the email. But, he never volunteered to me exactly why he did not have the ability to, or he didn't have the ability to identify who was driving the car, but he was very consistent in his reports that, you know, he was not driving the vehicle.
This is a very unique set of circumstances, and I'm sure you agree with that. And where do you typically keep your keys?
On my dresser. I've changed that as of now, though. I actually put them in my pillowcase.
And who were you sharing a room with people?
There's 2 bunk beds in one room, and there's 4 guys in there. So it's kind of crammed.
And what time do you go to bed?
Usually between, I mean, on Friday nights, I usually stay up a little bit late on Sunday night, but
What
I would
about
say
Saturday night?
Saturday night, anywhere from, I would say, 8:30 to 8:45. I'm usually at service from 7 to 8, and then come home
And when you go to sleep at 8:30 or 8, do you actually go to sleep or are you just going?
no, I go back to sleep. I'm usually at the church at 6 a.m. on Saturdays.
And where is Solid Rock Ministries in relation to this?
It's on 28th Avenue. The house I was at was actually on 20, trying to think here, it's 41st Avenue and 26th Street. Kind of like behind Kane's Furniture. So whoever went seemed to have gone through a back street, and hooked a left, and went south. And I'm the only one in the house with a vehicle, if that helps.
And is the person that resides over the house, I guess,
House manager,
house manager, do they live at the house?
he lives there.
Does he control who goes in and who goes out of the house?
Yeah, I mean, he lives in his own room, but he's not, you know what I mean, like sitting at the front door monitoring. So, I mean, it's possible somebody could have slipped out.
All right, I'm gonna dismiss the violation. You need to call the police and let them know that your vehicle was stolen now.
Call him and just notify him.
That your vehicle was stolen.
This vehicle was returned before he woke up in the morning.
But someone was still driving it
Sure.
without his permission. So it can be temporarily or permanently deprived of still of that.
Okay.
But in the future, you need to call the police when you
Yeah.
learn that your vehicle's been stolen.
Mm-hmm.
I have your keys.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
You also got to do something about the taxi company lies on his affidavits.
Okay, and this time we still have, 3,
All right, what are their names so I can pull their paperwork?
Lisa Dickerson, Thomas Sterling, and Dixie Wyatt.
Lisa Dickerson. I'm sorry, what was the last one?
Thomas Sterling and Dixie Wyatt. I'm sorry, 4. And Stephen Bright.
Bragg.
Yes.
And those are the only 4 that are left?
The 4 that are left.
Do y'all, what order do you guys want to go in?
Whatever order police issue.
Picture taken.
Let's do off that. How's that?
That sounds like a plan. All right.
It's like 11.
So first up is Stephen Bragg. I have a hearing notice, I see his request, and I see the notice that got sent to him. So those are the first 2 prongs. Are you ready to proceed?
I am Officer Ryan Nicole, infraction officer with St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a left turn violation, which occurred on February 3rd, 2014 at 4:55 p.m. and light standard for 4.8 seconds. Speed approximately 15 miles per hour. Red light time is 9/10 of a second. We're in lane 1 from the center, which is the left turn lane southbound on 66th Street North at 38th Avenue North. This is the B shot. Red light time has been adjusted accordingly to 2.7 seconds. The vehicle is continuing with their left turn. The light is red. Here's a close-up of the tag, which was checked and David and found to be registered to Mr. Bragg. Light turns red. Vehicle continues to the intersection.
Does the city have anything for further?
Let me just make sure that the documents and video and photographs are clear evidence.
Shall be done. Based upon the unrebutted testimony, evidence, photographs, and video, I'm going to uphold the violation against Mr. Bragg. I'm going to find that he paid the fine in the amount of $158 as well as the administrative costs in the amount of $100 within the next 30 days. Next up.
Moving on, Dickerson.
Yes. Now, I see that you have an unsigned hearing request form.
Yes.
All right, but I see that the notice of hearing was mailed to her address, listing the time and the date, and she has not paid the violation or filed an affidavit transferring liability.
Correct.
All right.
Again, I am Nicole Van Pure, infraction officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is an attempted right turn on January 18, 2014 at 4 p.m. Amber light is 4 seconds, speed 12 miles per hour, red light time is 10 seconds. We're in lane 4 from the center, which is the curved lane, northbound on 34th Street North at First Avenue North. This is the B shot showing the vehicle making the turn. Red light time has been adjusted at 12.1 seconds. This is a close-up of the tag, which at the time was registered to Elisa Edwards, which is the maiden name of Miss Dickerson. This is the video. Shows the vehicle approaching, making a right turn, continuing the wrong way on First Avenue North, and not coming back out into the picture.
Oh, that's not good.
All right.
Technically, I don't think it's a violation, though.
And I know that there is a pedestrian walking in the crosswalk
Safe
as
improvement?
well.
Correct.
Based upon the, do you have anything further?
No, please put the photographs and documentation down.
All right, based upon the evidence, particularly the video in this case, I'm going to uphold the violation and find that Ms. Dickerson formally, what was her former maiden name?
Edwards.
Ms. Edwards paid the fine in the amount of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100 within 30 days. All right, next is Dixie Lee Wyatt.
I'm Gary Lawson, traffic infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This incident occurred, it's a left-hand turn at 22nd Avenue and 4th Street North. Vehicle was northbound. This occurred on March the 18th, 2014, at approximately 1:50 p.m. Amber had been in effect for 4.0 seconds. The speed is approximately 16 miles per hour. Lighted in the red phase for 0.5 of a second. Vehicle's in lane 1. It's a white vehicle here. Behind the stop bar. Light is red.
What difference does it make if it's green or red?
This is the B shot, and time has been adjusted to 2.0 seconds, and vehicle is in the process of the left-hand turn. This is the tag shot, and a check with through David shows it is registered to Mr. Sterling.
And just to clarify, are we going with Sterling or Wyatt?
That was Sterling.
Okay,
That was
thank you.
on there.
I apologize.
No problem.
All right, and I see that Mr. Sterling did request a hearing, and I see that the notice of hearing did go to him as well. Does the city have any other evidence they wish to present?
No, we just asked for the video and documentation to be entered into evidence, please.
It shall be done, and based upon the unrebutted testimony and evidence presented here today, I'm going to uphold the violation against Mr. Sterling. I'm going to order that he pay the fine in the amount of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100 within 30 days. And lastly, now we have Dixie Lee Wyatt.
Dixie Lee Wyatt. I am Gary Lawson, traffic infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation, which occurred at First Avenue, 34th Street South. Vehicle is southbound, in lane number 4. This is the vehicle here. This occurred on February the 20th, 2014, at approximately 11:32 a.m. The amber light had been in effect for 4.0 seconds. The speed's approximately 33 miles per hour, and the red phase had been red for 1.1 seconds. This is the stop bar. It's behind the stop bar. The light is red. This is the B shot. Time's been adjusted accordingly to 2.2 seconds. The vehicle's out in the center of the intersection, and the light is still red. And this is the tag shot taken from the A-frame. I checked the data. It shows that it is registered to Ms. Wyatt.
Does the city have anything further?
I just ask that the video and documentation be entered into evidence, please.
All right, and the city has presented me with the hearing request as well as the notice, administrative hearing notification letter that was sent to Ms. Wyatt. Based upon the